Okay, yes, you're seeing on screen that I'm using the knight. Woohoo! You got clickbaited? No, not really. I'm just going to clarify some things that did happen in my Luxem video. I did say that this mount that you're seeing on screen, it was like the Nimbus mount that the Luxem was selling. I made a mistake. It was not that mount. The name of the mount that I showed you was like Chromatic Cumulus or something like that. So it is not the Chaotic Cumulonimbus. The Cumulonimbus, it is actually this mount that you're seeing on screen. It is this mount that it was, I believe, once on the Chaos Chess rotation. I don't remember. It is an old mount. I don't remember if it was on the store. I really don't remember where you got this one. But it is this mount. It is not the other, the rainbow one. It works the exact same way. I'm lagging quite a bit, but it works the exact same way. It is a 50 mastery point mount. It's literally the same thing. When it comes to mastery and everything, it still works the same. Doesn't glide. And yeah, I made a mistake on the style, but it is actually this mount right here. It is not the other one. But yeah, so let's get started with the 30k PR video. Sorry about that. So yes, it is the Vanguardian, the current 30k PR character. I will put a comment on screen for, well, the comments who guessed the Vanguardian right. Congratulations to all of those beautiful people who guessed the Vanguardian right. I did spoil on my Luxem video episode 10, which is going to be the character in episode 10. And that probably is going to be the most interesting episode because that character, in my opinion, as of right now, it was the most interesting character to use. So yeah, try to guess which is going to be the next character for episode 9 of the 30k PR project. So yeah, that is all I have to say. Enjoy the Vanguardian video. So seriously, I'm running low on dust and on gem boosters, so after the 10th episode, everything will be going even slower. I'm going slower because I'm waiting for the comments so I can pick the comments for the next episode. But episode 10 is going to be faster. I will work on it faster than pretty much every other episode. So I'm really running low on dust. I do have plenty, still have like 24,000 boxes, but the gem boosters are really going low. I have like 2 9th life, like 3 lapis luck bugs, and yeah, so I'm running low on dust, not dust, like gem boosters. So yeah, and anyways, ramble aside, enjoy the Vanguardian video. Hello and welcome to another JNP video. I'm your host JonNario, and today it is another 30k PR video. This time it is the 30k PR Vanguardian. My Vanguardian is currently sitting at 30,009 power rank. And my stats are as follow. This is probably going to be the shortest episode out of all of them, because I will be going into, you know, fast pace, fast mode engage type thing. Anyways, I do have a 275,389 physical damage, which is not bad. 1 melee speed, that's a lot. 87 movement speed, that's the standard base movement speed when you have fully pearl gear with no stars. 248% attack speed, 248%, the same reason as the movement speed. Movement speed gear with fully pearl, no stars. 98.8% critical hit, not bad, it's actually not too bad. And 1657.3 critical damage, that's a little bit lower than average, so yeah, it's not too bad. And I have 4095 light, that is not too bad. 40,000 light is actually really good. And my gear is as follow. I do have attack speed, movement speed gear, like I previously mentioned. Crystal 3, no stars, fully pearl. I'm rocking magic find on fist and hat, and maximum health on face. I should be using something like physical damage in order to increase physical damage, but this character doesn't need physical damage. Well, more like a lot of physical damage, like something like the Shadow Hunt. Same goes with the critical hit. I'm not rocking critical hit because 98% is more than enough. And yeah, so I will be using Raptor Berserker. Raptor Berserker, the reason being it is the best physical damage ally in the entire game. And I'm a speed farming character, so I want the movement speed increase when I kill an enemy. I will be using the Stellar level 3 Magic Find Ring, not too bad. And I will be using the Unyielding Martial Emblem combination with Conjure's Crucible Vial. It is the standard combination that I use something with my Knight, because Unyielding is like its failsafe. You just pop a flash, you destroy everything before the unyielding goes away, and so you don't risk going in danger. I do have 5 Magifying, so I can spam pretty much flash, and Conjurer's Crystal Vial will recover like quickly. Martial is because of the damage increased, even though this character doesn't need Martial, but I just use Martial just because I want to destroy life. I could be using something like Trailblazing if I want to increase my movement speed to the maximum. I'm using the Sword of Crazy Lunar Lancer subclass because I don't need anything else, and the Lunar Lancer subclass gives like the increased attack speed when it triggers, and the increased attack speed does help out a little bit, and the movement speed is also not too bad. I will be going into my gems. I am rocking my class gem. It is a 2-1 crit damage. I am rocking a 1 of each on the air gem. I could re-roll the maximum health into something else, but you know what, I really don't care. I have my Paradise at 2-1 physical, and my lesser gems are pretty much divided half and half in 2-1 physical, 2-1 crit damage. So this one is 2-1 physical, this one is 2-1 crit damage, this one is 2-1 physical, this one is 2-1, well, this one is 2-1 physical, and this one is 2-1 crit damage. This one is 2-1 crit damage, and this one is 2-1 physical. It's divided half and half, with half of my gems with 2 physical damage roll, 1 crit damage roll, and my other gems are 2 critical damage, 1 physical damage roll. My cosmic gems, I do have a 2 light roll on all of my cosmic gems. So 2 light roll right here with 1 critical hit. This one is 2 light with 1 maximum health, and my power gem is 2 light with 1 crit damage. The gem that I'm using is Berserk Battler. Berserk Battler, it is probably the second best that this character should be using. Probably the best if you're really low in stats, and second best if you already do enough damage that you can kill pretty much everything quickly. I'll recommend you to get Vampirian Vanquisher and Paradise on this character. And yeah, there isn't a lot to say about these gems. And so those are my gems. This is my gear, and this is my Vanguardian. I will be going into u10 in 3, 2, 1. And I got sent to the hub. Great! Yeah! Get Troved! This game is so glitchy, I don't even. So anyways, how does the Vanguardian fare in u10? And I will probably say that this might be the shortest episode out of all 20k PR, well 30k PR characters. The reason being is because I think, in my opinion, this might be the best character for u10. Just as simple as that, for any type of level. It is a character with so many strengths and no weaknesses. The character itself is strong. It has high DPS. It has good survivability. It's fast. It does have a close and a long range type abilities. It has good crowd control. And it doesn't need stats to do well. So if you want to use the Vanguardian as a high coefficient, you can do so. If you want to use the Vanguardian as highlight, you can do so. It's literally the best character out there. It does not have any weaknesses, in my opinion. The only weakness that you might see is like, first of all, it's not the fastest, but that's not necessarily a weakness. It's still above average in terms of speed. And secondly, it's like it doesn't have good momentum speed when it comes to the dodge. But again, this character itself has higher base movement speed than all characters. Well, it doesn't have higher base movement speed, it has the same normal regular like any other character at 40 base, but it does have a movement speed buff in Force Flash. And yeah, so it will go faster than a lot of characters in this game. This character doesn't have any weaknesses, in my opinion. That is why I will say it is the best character out there. Okay, so let me go. First, with the basic attack. Basic attack is high damage, so you don't. If you want to use the Vanguardian with attack speed, you can do so, because the basic attack on melee mode does, I believe it does like 3 times damage each and every single punch, and the uppercut does 4 times damage. So it does have high multipliers on basic, so you can use basic attack. That is one. Number 2 is going to be abilities. So if you don't want to use attack speed on gear and you just want to use abilities, you can use this character with abilities, because once again, the I-beam, this ability, it does 8 times damage, which is the same damage as the Knight Spear Squire. So it does have a chance of one-shotting u10 bosses, but only if you have high light. Even if you don't have high light, the ability itself, you can technically spam it like crazy, so it barely has any cooldown, so it technically has the best DPS out of all high damaging abilities. That is another plus. If you want to use this character as a close range character, you can do so, because this character is great as a close range character. It's better as close range as it is as long range. You can use this character, again, you can use long range abilities or long range, the ranging mode. And the range mode is a little bit weaker than melee mode for grinding, but it is better for like shadow towers because you have a lot more survivability. Even so, you can use this as high survivability, and you can tell you can spam abilities like crazy just using the left trigger ability. I don't remember the name of the ability, so I'll put like the text on screen, the name of the ability, which I like to call the Hadouken. And you can spam that ability as much as you can spam something like Force Flash, I-beam. And so the character has spammable abilities that does high damage. It has a movement speed and an attack speed damage increase. This one is a damage increase, attack speed increase, the range buff, and the Force Flash, which is the melee mode buff. It gives a movement speed and a damage reduction. So it does have everything. This character literally has everything that you want from a character. It has damage, it has range, it has the speed, it has crowd control, it does have survivability, and it is incredibly powerful in everything. High DPS and high damage. That is a scary combination. You can have high DPS but low damage. For example, like something like a Gunslinger. The Gunslinger does have high DPS, but the damage is not that high if you don't have like your ultimate ability. And also you can be like high damage but low DPS, like something along those lines like the Neon Ninja. The Neon Ninja doesn't have the best DPS, but it does have ridiculously high damage. So this character does have both. It has the damage from the high damage multipliers, and it also has high DPS because you can use like abilities to, you know, attack quickly. And it has everything. Like, there's nothing else I could say about this character. It literally has everything that you want for a character. If you don't have the Vanguardian, get it. This character, you should get it. It's a must to have a Vanguardian. You might not like it, but you have to respect the damage that this character can dish out. It is an incredibly good character even for Shadow Towers, due to having long range abilities, and like I say, it has good DPS. You can even use it as for speedruns. I've seen people use it for speedruns, and I've seen people do well with Vanguardian speedruns. So you can use this character on speedruns. It is like the complete package of a character. I will go as far as say that this is better than the Revenant, just because the Revenant is slower. It's much slower when it comes to, you know, dungeon farming, because it doesn't have a movement speed buff, and both dodge in the Revenant and this character are both pretty bad. But both of them have really high DPS. Will have high DPS and high damaging abilities, and both of them are really good in terms of survivability, because even though this character doesn't have like the lifesteal ability like the Revenant and 2 lives, but this character does have Force Flash, which gives a 25% damage reduction. And 25% damage reduction is more than you think, actually. And so yeah, I don't have anything else to say about this character. This character is amazing. It is probably the best character out there. I will put a clip on screen. Also, I found this very interesting. People were talking which is the character that they prefer to use in like grinding, and I saw a lot of Vanguardian. and it's no surprise that a lot of people that use the Neon Ninja went directly into the Vanguardian because of the consistent damage and, you know, the high DPS, and the character itself is quite fun to use. But anyways, I will be doing this 3-star dungeon and I will call it a day because I don't have anything else to say. This character is a jack of all trades. Literally is the definition of jack of all trades. It does everything good. It doesn't have any negative, and the character itself is just amazing for any type of player. So if you don't have the Vanguardian, get the Vanguardian. Try to grind for it. You can also buy credit pouches and buy the 3000 credit Vanguardian pack, which is by most people cheaper than just trying to get the materials to craft the Vanguardian. Still, anyways, that's all I had to say with the Vanguardian. Thank you for watching. Thank you for sticking around as always. If you have a Vanguardian, let me know which power rank are you. And yeah, so I'm feeling like there's a lot of things that I could talk about, like the Vanguardian, but literally everything that I said about the Vanguardian is just, this character is great. High physical damage, you can see, is fast. Does 3 times damage, 4 times damage, the uppercut. I-beam does 8 times damage. Force flash, movement speed increase that gives 25% reduction to incoming damage. How you should use the Vanguardian: always use melee mode. Don't even bother getting highlight. If you want to use highlight, you can do so because it still can one-shot with I-beam. Get Vampire and Vanquisher because of the movement speed increase, and it does help out a little bit in the survivability. Pyro this because of the movement speed increase, and yeah, so it is an amazing character and it does everything. Leave a like if you want to help the channel grow, subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and that is all for today. Once again, thank you for watching and I hope to see you next time. Take care and keep on hunting. And GG to that person who leveled up the Vanguardian to level 30. See ya.